Welcome back to the final page of the review before you get your practice problems for your practice test. We're going to do problems 14 and 15. What is the area of the shaded sector below? Now again, this is very similar to the last two problems we did. The only difference is this time we do want the area. Okay? So it's still going to be the measure of the arc over 360. How much of the circle are we looking at? But this time, instead of times 2 pi r the circumference, this time we want part of the area. So we're going to use our area formula, which is pi r squared. And remember, you don't have to memorize those formulas. They are on your formula chart for you. If you're not sure how to find your formula chart when you're taking the test, log into your sync time and ask your teacher. Okay? All right, so the measure of the arc for this shaded area I know is 120 over 360 times pi r squared. Okay, now those are going to reduce by 10 for sure, and then 12 goes into 36, so this is really 1/3 times, and then I'm going to do this square here. 9 times 9 is 81 pi, and I'm going to think of this as 81 over 1, so I can just multiply straight across. 1 times 81, 3 times 1, pi. Now 81 is divisible by 3. 81 divided by 3 is 27. That is my exact answer. And this one didn't tell me if it wants exact or rounded. If I wanted to give an approximate rounded answer, then in my calculator I would just do 27 times pi. And then if I'm rounding to 3 places like we did on the other problems, I would see it's 84.823, and then after the 3 is a 0. So I don't round it up, 84.823. And these are, we don't know, units. And since it's area, we put a little square on the units, not on the number, but on the units. So there's my exact answer and my rounded answer. All right, let's look at the very last problem for this review for the test coming up. What is the area? So another area problem of the shaded sector below. And I can see it's this big sector back here. I'm going to use, since it's area of the shaded sector, I'm going to use the same formula. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is figure out the measure of the arc. And on the last one it was easy because I could just look at it. But this time if I want the shaded, that means I want this arc. So everything but the 45. So I know the whole circle is 360. I'm going to take away that 45. So I'm going to do 360 minus 45, which is going to leave me with 315 degrees for my outside arc. Over 360, using my formula up here, the measure of the arc over 360 times pi r squared. Pi r squared, and my radius is 4. Okay, now let's see. I know the 45 goes into 360, and we took away 45, so I'm going to see if I can divide both of these by 45. 315 divided by 45 is 7. 360 divided by 45 is 8. So this fraction here reduces to 7/8. And then 4 squared, 4 times 4 is 16 pi. And remember, I'm going to think of that as 16 over 1, so I can multiply straight across. 7 times 16 is 112. 8 times 1 is just 8 pi. Let's see, 112, is that divisible by 8? It sure is. This is 14 pi. That's going to be my exact answer, and it's not asking me for approximate, so I could stop there. But if I'm doing a multiple choice test, and this 14 pi is not an answer choice, and all my answer choices have decimals, I'm going to need to put this in the calculator so I can see what it matches with. So when I do 14 times pi, I can see 43.982, and then when I move over, when I see another 2, so I'm not going to round up, 43.982. and these are centimeters. And since it's area, they're square centimeters. And again, that square can't go on the number, it has to go on the units. Okay? If you have any questions over any of these 15 problems at all, please, please, please make sure you're attending sync time and asking for assistance. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.